Everywhere I go, people say, "Oh my gosh, where'd you get that shirt? That's a nice shirt." And it's literally a white t-shirt, but it's Quince. Quince. I wear my nice Quince khaki pants, a nice white t-shirt. I walk in, I look like $1,000,000. It's such a simple outfit, but when it's Quince, I look like I'm dressed up because I am dressed up in Quince. It's a new year. You got colder days. This is the moment your winter wardrobe really has to deliver. If you're craving a winter reset, start with pieces truly made to last season after season. Quince brings together premium materials, thoughtful design, and enduring quality, so you stay warm, look sharp, and feel your best all season long. Don't believe me? Watch the podcast. Look at me wearing my Quince clothing. I look like $1,000,000. Don't you want to look as handsome as me? You can. The wool coat, incredible. The cashmere sweater, warm, fancy. Feels good when you put them on. When's the last time you put clothing on that felt good on your body? Yeah, now we're talking. Refresh your winter wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/more stories for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince, QUINCE.com/more stories. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/more stories. Everywhere I go, people say you look handsome when I'm wearing Quince.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
First of all, happy birthday. You finally turned 50.
Yeah, going on 30.
Attaboy. Attaboy, Billy. Billy, I got to tell you, there's very few guests that I get imposter syndrome. Like, how on earth, how do you interview a guy or talk with a guy where it's like you've had questions for him since you were in junior high school? You mean a lot to me. I'm glad you're here. Paul McCartney was asked, how does it feel to be in the greatest band of all time? And he said, you're going to have to refresh my memory because I didn't realize I was in ZZ Top.
Oh, yeah, we got to love that.
Did you know that story?
Someone suggested it, and I, being the disbeliever, because we're fans, that's kind of what started this thing.
Yeah.
The thing being everybody and their brother saw the Ed Sullivan Show, and the next day it was, can I get a guitar?
But that wasn't your first instrument, was it?
Drums.
Yeah.
I wanted to play drums, and I had two pencils and a metal trash can, and if I turned it upside down, there was a rim, and I could do rim shots. And my dad,
two pencils.
My dad,
you guys had a lot of money.
Yeah, my dad came in and he said, "Look, if you're gonna beat on everything in the house," he said, you're gonna learn to do it right. I think I was 12. Put me on a plane, went to New York to meet Tito Puente, who my dad knew. They had worked together. And
how did they work together? And they worked together how?
My dad, this is an interesting story. My dad and his 5 brothers came from England, one sister, and their dad was a glove maker. And as most folks know, fine leather goods came from Italy, England, Italy, England, Russia. And of course, they didn't get along until they discovered this place called the United States of America. And I said, "Yeah, leather, fine leather. What did your dad do?" He said, "He was a glove maker." I said, "Well, what brought him to the upstate New York, a little town called Gloversville, where they made gloves?" But they all got along. And then I asked my dad how he got in the entertainment game, and he said, my brothers and I went to the glove factory to have lunch with our dad, and when we left, we said we needed to figure out something quick. We ain't doing this.
Oh.
So they all took up an instrument, learned how to play, very talented guys. Turns out they had a band. This was late 20s, maybe.
Your dad and your uncles had a band?
Called the Jazzy Five.
Well, naturally.
a little ragtime outfit. But then they got really, really good. Now, if you can put a summer vacation in the forefront, where would you go in the late 20s? South of San Antonio was a dirt road to Mexico. West of El Paso was cowboy and Indian wars. You get to California and they're picking strawberries. You went to, guess where? Upstate New York, Niagara Falls, Saratoga Springs, the Borscht Belt.
Yeah.
And all of the joints, we'll call them joints, they needed entertainment. Well, they had heard about the Freddie Gibbons band. By this time, they were in they were in tuxedos, and the Five Brothers added. I think they got to be a 10-piece, like, I wouldn't call it an orchestra, but it was a kind of upscale band.
I mean, it's on its way to an orchestra at 10. You're getting there.
One of the glove makers was an immigrant from Poland named Samuel Goldfish. And he worked at the glove factory, and he knew my dad. And he said, he came one day, Freddie, I need some music. We're going to California. I'm changing my name. This Goldfish doesn't know. I'm going to be Samuel Goldman. I got a partner.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
We're going to start this company, Metro Goldwyn Mayer. What do you think? So my dad and his lovely bride and their lovely infant daughter came to right here in California.
Pam? Was that your sister?
That's my real sister.
Oh, okay.
My half-sister was Audrey Jean.
Aubrey or Audrey?
Yeah, my dad married the daughter of a gentleman that was with the Lowe's Corporation. Now, you may remember before the Warren Hayes Act broke up the monopolies, Warner's could only be played a film at the Warner House. The Lowe's, you go over to a Lowe's theater. So Lowe's assigned Will Horowitz to go to Houston to build 3 opulent movie theaters, the Majestic, the Metropolitan, and the Lowe's. And come summertime, his daughter, Iris, wanted to take a vacation. Well, my Will said, you're going up to New York. And she loved my dad. So they got married. And then...
Is the North welcoming to Southerners? Because I know my grandfather came from New Jersey to Texas, and he had a hard time getting work because he was a Northerner.
About that time, there must have been some kind of a scratch.
Yeah.
Between the whole thing. It's an interesting question. That'd be something to...
I'm an interesting guy, Billy.
Of
I'm no
course.
Samuel Goldfish.
Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah.
Tell me 2 covers you'd be fired up to just walk on stage and play tonight.
Tonight,
Yeah,
Rock
tonight
Me
you're
Baby by B.B. King. And which brings me to we're coming on the 5th year playing in Austin, Texas. Me, joined with Jimmy Vaughn, Chris Layton, who played drums for Stevie Ray during the introduction of that. And then we borrowed Mike Flanagan, the great... I knew Mike as a guitar player, but he learned B3. He moved to New York, studied under Big John Patton. Bass pedals, left hand. So
Is that a double-decker? Is that what you did with your hands?
Oh, yeah. So we call it the Jungle Show. And someone said, what does this mean? We've been coming to see you guys play this. This is to be the 5th or 6th year. Anyway. What is this Jungle Show? Well, following the passing of B.B. King, there was a tribute night that had been organized by one of the head guys from Austin City Limits. And I got a phone call, and he said, "Hey, man, we'd like you to take the microphone and just a couple of sentences, let it be known the importance of what B.B. King meant to you." I went, "Oh, okay, fine." I composed a little thing and went back to the. He's by the way, he said, BB's 12-piece band will be on property. Would you like to play a song? I said, "Oh, how about 3 O'Clock Blues?" "No, Chris Christopherson's got that one." And I went down this. I had this litany of my favorite BBs. "No, Bonnie Raitt's got that." "Well, how about no? Rodney Crowell's got this one." "How about Willie Nelson's got it." So I left, and I was kind of. That's probably them.
Probably Willie Nelson.
No, I've already gone through the B.B. King numbers. I'm getting down to the jungle. I'll get to it.
B.B. King, Rock Me Baby, what would be the second cover?
So
I got you.
the Jungle Show. So I leave this meeting. They've already taken all the B.B. King numbers, and I'm going, "Oh, man, I would love to play the 12-piece B.B. big giant band." I met Mike Flanagan. We went to Ruby's Barbecue, and he goes, "What's up, man?" I said, "Oh, I just left." I said, "They invited me to play with BB's band, but, dude, I went down all the favorites, and I guess I'm out." And he goes, "No, you're not. You're leaving one of the best ones." I'm going back to the jungle. 1954, when BB had a trio. It was BB on guitar, drums, B3 organ. I said, "Wow, I'm going back to he said, "We're going to do it, but you got to call him right now, dismiss the entire band, keep the drummer, and then we'll do it as the B.B. King trio," which we did.
How much do you get to rehearse that song before you have to do it?
We didn't. We already knew it.
Yeah.
We told the drummer, and he said, "Oh, yeah, that's an old one."
Is it like, Billy, is it like when Chuck Berry has local guys and he just says, "Well, we're just going to play Chuck Berry songs"? Is there a plug and play with a guy like B.B. King with the way your DNA is musically? It's like, "Oh, no, this is a B.B. King song. I know this rhythm. I know how this goes."
Yes, pretty much the BB catalog. Someone said, "Gosh, you've got all these vinyl LPs." Which I said, "Yeah, we're down to 4. Muddy Waters, Bo Diddley, B.B. King, Jimmy Reed." And that's been...
No John Lee?
Little John Lee, of course.
I was going to ask you if you had to pick a favorite song from John Lee Hooker, B.B. King, Muddy Waters, which one would you pick for each?
House Rent Boogie, John Lee Hooker.
Very nice.
Because he said the word, "Hey, hey, 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 hey." Yeah.
Obviously, is LaGrange a tip of the hat to that? The how.
A lot, I would say so, having been sued by his attorneys. Yeah.
You can sue for syllables now.
But those are the guys,
So we got your John Lee song. What would your Muddy Waters song be?
"Can't Be Satisfied."
And Bo Diddley, I guess, would be Back to the Jungle.
B.B.
B.B. King. Sorry, Bo Diddley.
I'm going back to the jungle. And
Bo.
Gosh, can't judge a book by looking at the cover.
So good. Joe has no idea what we're talking about. He listens to fucking Fish, and he listens to. What is your favorite
Fish.
band, Joe?
Big Radiohead
Sorry,
fan.
we're out of time, Joe. I'm gonna go John Lee. I'm gonna go on Bad Like Jesse James.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's good, right? You don't know that?
No.
I had a CD. It was John Lee Hooker, and he was live at like Hunter College, some random New York school, and it was just him and his acoustic guitar, nobody else. And when he did "I'm Bad Like Jesse James," he was tapping his foot like almost. It sounded. My point of reference was Paul McCartney, Blackbird, but it was much slower.
Yeah.
I'm bad. You don't see me. I'm the big boss. Right? Until
And
the bubbles come
a
up.
lot of folks don't realize that the early John Lee Hooker recordings are accompanied with what they think is a drummer. No, it was his foot.
Yeah.
It was just his guitar, voice, and tapping the beat.
And I'll be a hack, Muddy Waters. I'll go Manish Boy. And Bo Diddley, though? Mona.
Can't beat it.
Very Roy Orbison-y.
Can't beat
Or Roy
it.
Orbison. Leah is a lot like Mona to me.
Very similar.
Yeah. But, speaking of similar songs, I was listening to Jesus Left. Tell me, I'm drawing your song.
He's just left somewhere.
Chicago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think AC/DC stole that for Ride On. Bling.
Oh, yeah.
Bling. Just another lonely night. Bling.
But-
So you take that John Lee Hooker deficit when you got sued and sue the shit out of those Aussie assholes.
Well, we love AC/DC.
I know.
What are we going to do?
What's a band you like that people would be surprised to hear Billy Gibbons loves?
Now that you mention Jesus Just Left Chicago, Shamika Copeland, daughter of Johnny Clyde Copeland, from Houston, Texas, she covered eloquently a version of Jesus Just Left Chicago.
That's great.
And it's become kind of one of those in rotation kind of play it in the car.
That's got to be nice when somebody covers you and just kills it, because you probably hear a lot of hacks just cover it and it's like, oh, you didn't have to cover that. You're killing me.
I'm waiting for the response. I was just invited to play a guitar solo for this Mexican group called Molotov,
What a great name.
Yeah.
which owns South America. Maná, okay, great. And I think ZZ Top has had this kind of brotherhood association with, I guess it was a Texas border connection. We always had, ZZ Top first album, then Rio Grande Mud, and then Tres Hombres, everything, and then El Loco.
Yeah.
And somebody said, but Eliminator, that's not I said, no, it's El Emanator.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you guys seem to be, how do I put this? You seem to be the good guys in the pantheon of rock and roll. I don't think you'll find anybody that doesn't love hanging out with you, Dusty, Frank. Like, you guys were just always a good time. Like, you guys didn't, you just hear about bands, but there's always that one member who's an asshole. But it's just like ZZ Top just seems to be, you guys were the party and the very good, positive, light sense of the word.
So there's you've just hit a very interesting, it's not a collision, I call it a connection. The three initial ZZ Top, Frank Beard, the man with no beard, Dusty, we were all 2 months apart in age, sharing the same birth year, but they were two from Dallas. I was the youngest one, and I was the outcast from Houston. There's this
Like
thing.
Houston, or like Conroe? Were you like an actual Houston proper
No,
guy?
Definitely Houston.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Conroe's a little dirt bikes, Mountain Dew, and meth. I said it, not Billy.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was odd man out, and I was always ready to kind of even straighten things out. There was never any. We always got along, and I think it's because we had one goal in mind: free beer, get the girls, and have a good time. That was it.
Buddy, it's so funny because going into stand-up comedy, it was, I'm going to be really famous, but the only reason I want to be really famous is I want to get a lot of money, but the only reason I want a lot of money is because I want the girls. Like, it really does drive the singularity of purpose And then, I'm in recovery, and then the drugs and the beer becomes a lot more important than the girls, but you're already too far gone. You guys went through that with Frank, who went through his struggles with but I was always wondering, is drummer, in your opinion, is that like the worst possible guy in a trio to have a drinking or drug problem? Because it's the only guy that keeps time for everybody else. Like if you're fucked up, you can be like, no, that's my wah-wah pedal. I got this. But a drummer's like, bro, you're killing us.
Believe it or not, at I call it there was the zenith in reverse. It's the lowest point, and somehow we got through it. The one thing that did not disrupt Frank during this weird period was his internal demand to play it right. It was really interesting.
Not even drugs could mess up time. Like it's just that drummer time.
We called it the invisible fourth member of the band, Mr. Time.
That's great.
He was always there, and he don't lie.
No, you're right. And I always say, like, comedy and drumming is a lot. It's very similar because you're just keeping time. Like if I'm off, it's all off. A drummer's off, it's all off.
I've got some friends that knew that we were going to meet, and they were so excited. They said, "Oh, wow, 2 entertainers." They did. It was not, a guitar player. No, 2 entertainers.
Just a couple guys in show business. Me and Billy Gibbons, no big deal.
And I think it comes back to what you just said. It's about having a good time. Fortunately, we've made that the goal, so to speak.
Yeah, but good time, the definition of good time changes decade by decade, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because my definition of good time now is, I'm in bed by 9:30 watching Dateline. Back then it was, I'm just getting up to go to the club at 9:30.
Well, dude, I'm stuck on a nonstop 9 seasons of Perry Mason.
Yeah, I can hear the song in my head right now. Are you a big Westerns guy? Do you like watching the old Western shows like Tales of Wells Fargo, Lawman, and
Maverick.
James Garner and Maverick. I watch it. I take a nap every day because I'm
Remember the Warner Brothers series that had, it was, Maverick, Bat Masterson, of course.
Have Gun Will Travel. Paladin. That was
Paladin.
That's it's a sense of fair play that I think appeals to me, the Westerns, because you draw your gun on a guy and you go hold it, and he goes, all right. Yeah. Like there's no like shooting somebody in the back on the way out the door. It's like, I'm gonna leave now, and a guy just leaves through a bar, and you would never shoot him in the back. Like that's unheard of. And these days it's don't mess with that guy, he's got a gun. But the Westerns we like, it's don't mess with that guy, he doesn't have a gun.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a gun, leave him alone.
Yeah.
He's a weakling.
He got the pass. Just recently, my songwriting partner who I met...
Bernie Taubman, Joe. He writes a lot with Bernie. Sorry.
Yeah. Tim
Loosen
Montana.
up, you mummies.
Tim Montana, my songwriting buddy, who's from Montana. That's
Tim
his
Montana.
name.
I want to make sure we get his name out and give him a little credit because there's nothing like a good songwriter.
So I actually met here in Los Angeles, and then we started working together at Nashville, which has exploded,
Yeah.
But Tim said, "Hey, man," he said, "You got time off? I got to go back to Montana." He said, "Summertime, it's great." He said, "There's a place called the Wise River Club, which is 28 miles southeast of Butte, Montana." And I said, "Well, we've played them all." I said, "Wise River, maybe. What's the deal?" He said, "Well, there's this club. It's a 125-year-old joint that came up for grabs." So I said, "Well, let me dig deep. Maybe we can." So we landed this deal.
You bought this joint?
Bought the club,
Oh, wow.
the Wise River Club. And it had been previously owned by a couple. The gentleman that was kind of the head guy passed away, went to his wife, and she ran everybody off. But then word got out, hey, man, 2 bearded guys have taken it over. And now it's like But the Western, Yellowstone, what was the follow?
Landman?
Oh, and Landman.
18 something and 1929. All the follow-up ones to Yellowstone.
1893 and 1923.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford did. Yeah, it's.
Did you film those up there?
So this Western feeling has exploded again.
Thank God. It's got to be weird to act on a horse. Because I'll be on a set and you're like, you're not on your mark. And I look down and I move my feet. But if you're on a horse, it's like, don't talk to me. Talk to the horse. This guy don't want to work. He keeps taking a dump in the middle of the take. How hard is it to name a band? Let me give you a little backstory. My friend Steve Gorman, drummer for the Black Crowes,
okay,
has a new band with Darius Rucker and I forget who else, but they tried to name this band for a solid 2 years, Billy. Everything you could possibly think of is taken, squatted on. Somebody sits on this, they buy this. They just hold it intellectual rights to every. I would call this guy, text him a list of 15. He goes, nope, that's taken. Nope, that's taken. Nope, that's a.
Just recently, John Fogerty was honored by being presented with the BMI Troubadour Award, which is a very select. There's only six recipients so far.
Oh, wow.
And I was invited to go and get up and, you've worked with Fogerty. Why don't you get up and play one? I said, yeah, okay, great. After I said, John, I said, are you doing something new? He said, oh, yeah. He said, as you probably heard, I've re-recorded all of the songs that I've written. I said, yeah, it's big news. I said, and our dear girlfriend Lainey she came over and said, hey, let's start a band. John Fogerty, BFG. Lainey, what do you think? She goes, pick up the phone book or look at the calendar. Every single name's already been taken. You can can turn to any 2 pages, pick a name, and match it with the other name. It's already done.
It's really unconscionable. ZZ Top, though.
Before this is over, we're going to start a band. And we will call it what we're going to call it.
I didn't even want to say anything out loud because somebody will squat on it.
That's right. Yeah,
I couldn't even get my own name for Instagram or Twitter back in the day. I had to add a number to it, Jay Mohr 37. And then I had like forensic, whatever people find. It was just some Chinese kid in Chicago just had my name. And he's like, I'll give you, if you give me $50, I'll give you your name back. I said, I'll give you a bag of cock. You'll get nothing. I'll be all right with Jay Mohr 37. How does the name ZZ Top, let me get that clean. How does the name ZZ Top come about? That's a very unique, bizarre name.
It is bizarre to this day. The Moving Sidewalks preceded the launch of ZZ Top.
Is that who opened for Hendrix?
Yes.
Okay.
68.
Oof.
We got a phone call from our then manager, and he said, hey, there's a group coming over from England. They're looking for a group to join this. It's Jimmy something, and of course, in 68, you just used the word band, England. You're like all about it.
And he wasn't Jimmy James and the Blue Flames. He was now Hendrix?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said, you mean would it be Jimi Hendrix? He says, I think that's right. Is it some kind of an experience? I went, yeah. As a matter of fact, it is. So the Moving Sidewalks, but then 2 of the members were extracted to join the military, leaving me and the drummer. And he said, "Gee whiz, we should try and keep this going. Now what?" Well, we had an apartment, and it was plastered with the rainbow-colored blues announcement posters that you'd see stapled to the telephone pole. And it was to me, it was always unusual. So many of the blues artists had O.V. Wright, B.B. King. Well, at the very end was Z.Z. Hill, another great blues performer. I said, "Hey, let's take Z.Z. from this end and King from that B.B. Z.Z. King." And they said, "No, it sounds too much like." I said, "Well, King's at the top."
Yeah.
So it'll be ZZ Top.
ZZ King, by the way, best stripper I ever.
And it was always easy to find ZZ Top in the record store.
Yeah, right to the end.
You never had to search around.
No, you're right. That's a good point. You
from
go to
ABBA to ZZ Top. That was
you just go right to the end at Tower Records for ZZ Top. Zappa and ZZ Top.
Yeah.
Is Buddy Guy as criminally underrated as I feel he is, Billy? We lost Billy.
Well, I was looking for this on the way over.
Oh, yeah, please. I knew you wouldn't.
Speaking of great stripper thing, we found
now we're talking.
On I don't know if you can see, you won't be able to see this, but I'll read it to you.
We can zoom right here.
Secret pole dance studio.
Oh, that's right around the corner.
Yeah. If it's so secret, why is the sign the size of a Buick?
It's like 2 stories, yeah. That's right down the street. I love
it.
I love that Billy Gibbons is driving around my
Speakeasy
neighborhood.
here.
Secret pole dance studio. Wow.
There's your new band name with Aubrey.
You
You and Credence. I mean, Fogerty. Do you work out? Are you an exercise guy? I mean, you're in good shape. You're
pole
thin.
dance.
Pole dancing.
When we got a band name coming. Pole dance secret guys.
I don't know.
It's a
that
little
sounds a little fruity.
Too long. Yeah.
Were there any rejected band names that you guys almost went with between Moving Sidewalks and ZZ Top?
Oh gosh, we started. I got a guitar on Christmas Day.
That's a long name.
It was Got a guitar on Christmas Day. Just turned 13. December 16, no guitar. I was bummed. 9 days later, Christmas comes around. My dad said, "Hey, you're forgetting something behind the tree. A guitar, whoa." My sister said, "Plug it in." Little Fender Champ amp. Had the wire. My sister said, "Come on." And she said, Don't you know that Ray Charles, what'd I say?" I said, "Mate," and it's, opening, dun, 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 dun. First song we learned that and Jimmy Reed. My good buddy Jimmy Vaughn and I worship Jimmy Reed because he does we call it the dunta dunta. Dunta 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 dunta, dunta dunta.
And how many bands made a living out of the dunta dunta? I'm not asking for much. Like it's all
to this day.
Yeah.
It is dunta dunta is probably there's the God, what would you call it? Chomp, 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 and dunta dunta. If
I actually know exactly what you're talking. I really do. I know I know exactly what you're talking about. Some of them are chunky, and then there's the Jimmy Reed. Keith Richards is always talking about the fact that he saw Mick Jagger on a bus or something with a Jimmy Reed record, and that's what brought them together. Like, where'd you get the records, man?
Yes.
Do you feel? I asked you earlier. I've seen Buddy Guy maybe a dozen times, and every single time I go, I just say, how is this guy in a room this size, like a smaller venue? I feel like he's just this transcendent talent.
He he will be doing it and doing it and doing it again. Doesn't matter where or when. He just likes doing it. I worked with. In fact, we recorded together. But my favorite was the Montreux Jazz Festival, featuring Buddy Guy as one of the top name Saturday night artists. Buddy of mine came over and he said, "Man, you ought to go sit in." I said, "I haven't been invited." He goes, "Well, don't you know Buddy Guy?" I said, "I know him, but I don't know if he knows me." He said, "But you recorded together." I said, "Doesn't mean anything. He's recorded with everybody." And he said, I've got a guitar. I'll loan it to you. Just go up, just walk on. And I did. And the band saw me coming, and the bass player said, "Yeah, come on." And Buddy had his back to me, and they plugged me in. Somebody had a spare amplifier, and Buddy was playing T-Bone Walker's famous number, Stormy Monday Blues. And Wayne Bennett, who played with Bobby Bland's orchestra, Joe Scott, Bobby Bland, Wayne Bennett, the guitar player, learned Stormy Monday, and the Bobby Bland version, the LP version, which included the middle guitar solo, was the genius of Wayne Bennett. And it's one of the most difficult guitar solos to mimic. You can get kind of close, but I started playing it because I had gotten close. And Buddy Guy turned around smiling. He knew it note for note.
Yeah.
And all I had to do was pretend. Buddy Guy, I said, "Buddy," I said, "you've been at this so many years so successfully." I said, do you have something you can share with other guitar players maybe?" He said, "Yes. When you're playing," he said, "look down at the guitar neck and look as you can't believe what you're doing." I said, "Okay."
Remember the first time I heard the first time I got the blues by Buddy Guy? It was just the crowd's going, "Right on. You play good sing."
Yeah, man.
And he's actually scatting over his own solo. And I just couldn't believe. And I always tell people, like, there's great, there's good, there's great, there's exceptional, and then like way up there's Buddy live. And you guys fall into that too. I don't know anybody that's ever seen a ZZ Top concert that hasn't come out looking like the Memorex tape guy with their minds blown. And then you guys work during like Eliminator, you guys work in the spinning guitars, like, "Oh, by the way, here's something we'll throw at you." Like, "Oh, we didn't," like nobody needed that. Nobody was like
spinning guitars.
Huh?
They were
Furry spinning. Nobody went like, "I love ZZ Top, but if only their guitars spun around." Whose idea was that?
Don Summers can be credited. The original bass player with the Moving Sidewalks was kind of this genius tinkerer, always doing something, making his own instruments, figuring out how to make them louder, how to make them do this and that. But we were we actually just before taking on this extended excursion with the Jimi Hendrix Experience, we got hired to play with the Doors. And I said, "Gee whiz," I said, "that's going to be a big deal. We should do, what do we have to kind of please the audience?" And it was Don Summers showed up at rehearsal, and he said, I said, your guitar is a little out. And he said, "Let me show you." And boom, there it was. So when it came time for the video. Tim Newman, the great director, Randy Newman's cousin. They were always thinking of they wanted something different, something appealing, and we showed up with a spinning guitar, and that was it.
So it way predates Eliminator.
Wait, yeah.
I guess that was just the first time I saw it because of MTV.
Yeah.
Which MTV was very good to ZZ Top.
Oh yeah.
I mean, maybe made you maybe a little cabbage in the long term.
Was a good thing.
And pantyhose too. That's my first ZZ Top experience as a kid. Legs, pantyhose.
Hey.
I thought Joe had a stroke for a minute.
No.
I didn't know what he was talking about.
I was talking. You don't remember that from like the?
I remember Legs because all your videos had
there.
hot chicks in it. For a 13, 14-year-old boy coming home from a long day at middle school, I was very happy to go to the living room and lay on my stomach. Anyway, is it true you guys were offered $1 million to shave your beards?
It's true.
Was that Gillette?
They deny it.
Really?
They deny it. They
corporate slang.
They wanted us to.
And during a Super Bowl commercial?
Yeah, and we said.
What was the actual number, Billy?
It was $1 million per man.
Yeah, so $3 million Gillette to ZZ Top to shave your beard.
But we called Mr. Merlis. I said, Bob, we got this offer. What? I said, we've been offered $1 million each to shave on TV. He said, the money's good. He said, you might as well consider doing it, but I'm not so sure any of you guys know what's under there. So we passed. We passed, and our fans loved it. Word got out, hey, man.
They're real dudes, man. They're not corporate sellouts. Going back to when you sit in with a guy like Buddy Guy, the story is when, George Harrison would leave the Beatles like every album or so, especially during Sgt. Pepper's and when the call went out to Jeff Beck, or the idea of Jeff Beck joining the Beatles was floated, one of the managers, I forget the name, said, "You don't understand, that's Jeff Beck. He's not a band guy." So when you sit in with Buddy Guy, can you be in a band, do you think, with a Buddy Guy, or is Buddy Guy always the Grand Poobah?
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
When there's a few grand everythings that will always be the front guy. One exception, in my humble opinion, one of my heroes is Jimmy Vaughn. And Jimmy Vaughn, hushed tones, Jimmy Vaughn. But all we want to do is, spank the plank, as we say.
Spank the plank. I'll write that one down.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire wrong. So our orders get all backed up. We're drowning in paperwork, then actually drowning, careless fighting off sharks with a stapler, and pirates are pillaging the office copier, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant goes beyond the resume, using unique insights to deliver a smarter shortlist. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
We're playing 3 nights at the Troubadour. We got 18, 19, 20. It's a Thursday.
Birthday shows? Oh, I talked over your plug. Say that again, please.
We'll be playing the famous Troubadour on December 18, 19, and 20. Coming on 10 years of doing this Billy's Birthday Bash at the Troubadour. It's a fun gathering.
Now, do you invite guys? Of course you do. You want to play with who you want to play with, right?
Well, we had a guest list that, as long as our left arms, Joe Bonamassa, Oriente, Robbie Krieger from The Doors wants to come. He's always shows up. But Tim Montana will be flying in. We did a song. He had learned how to mimic California Love. I said, Tim, nobody can do it. And he delivers exact. He said, let's do a mashup, LaGrange into California Love.
Oh,
Wow.
And we recorded it, and it worked. Well, word got over to. I did a rather interesting collaboration with Morris Day. Snoop Dogg wanted to put Morris Day on top of the ladder. They're pals from way back. And it was either through Tim or Morris Day, or somehow the message that LaGrange meets California Love mashup met Snoop Dogg, and he said, I'll be there. Save a place for me. So he'll be hiding in the stairway. We're going to bring him out. Now that...
he's a fun guy, too.
Oh.
Everybody loves Snoop.
Yeah.
Snoop's a good guy. He's one of those guys you meet him at a Lakers game, and he's like, what's up, nephew? And you're like, well, does Snoop know me?
Yeah.
Like, he just acts like, you know what I mean? There's just some guys that are just, you're just so comfortable with. And that's, by the way, the Billy F. Gibbons and the BFG band tour. I don't think you need help selling, Patchogue, Long Island, who knows? Wilkes-Barre, great racetrack there. You into car racing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a Rockets guy? Rockets fan? Astros? You got any Houston Oilers?
All of them.
Earl Campbell?
Going up. Earl Campbell on the cat.
R.I.P. Earl. Any of these you think you're going to have a hard time selling? You want me to hit one harder than the others? I think you're going to be just fine.
It starts
Billy.
January 20 in
At
Napa.
Napa.
We're gonna start up in wine country.
Solana?
And then it goes all the way through the month of February. Then I think we've got 1 week into March. And then I heard it from Mr. Beard, the man with no beard, and our new man, Elwood Francis.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about that guy. Talk about a guy that had the long play.
Oh, man.
So when Dusty dies, obviously this is your guy. So your heart's broken. But also, I've never had a friend die and my livelihood may go out the window. So is that a weird feeling like, oh, my guy died, but where's ZZ Top now? Do you have that existential feeling of like, what am I going to do with my band moving forward?
Well, Elwood, having served us for over 3 decades as a guitar and bass technician, was Mr. Punk, pink, green hair, clean shaven. Never knew the guy had whisker one. Following the passing of Dusty Hill, we decided to get together and kind of, now what? And we met at the ZZ Top compound, and I walked in and I asked one of the technicians, I said, by the way, who's the guy over there with the beard longer than mine? They said, oh, that's Elwood. I said, no, that guy with the beard. They said, that's your guitar tech. I said, no, he doesn't have whisker one. That 2-year shutdown, he got just like what started this ZZ Top. We all got lazy. I said, you're Elwood? He goes, yeah. I said, okay. Word has it, Dusty's last request was, give my guitar to Elwood. He said, yeah, I've got it ready. Let's go.
That's one of the best rock and roll stories I've ever heard.
I'll leave you with this. I was invited to do a charity.
You leave? Where are you going? You got to go?
No, we're not.
He said, I'll leave you with this. I'm like,
you don't know how long the story is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good job. Fuck out of here.
Okay. I'll give you 5 on that one. There was an invite to do a walk-on for a charity function that was being held on Pier 59 up in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I went in there and I shared the dressing room with the 5 blind boys of Alabama.
Mm.
And there's one original member, 97 years old, and they were ushered in, a young guy. He leaned over and he goes, hey, man, he said, could you take care of my guys for a minute? I'll just be down the hall. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Yeah, sure, man. And soon as the door closed, I felt the grab on the arm as a, say, man, we're all blind. Could you lead me to the bathroom? I said, here, yeah, stand up, hold on to my arm. One by one, they all went to the bathroom, just right there. And finally, we all sat back down, and the gentleman finally returned. He goes, hey, thank you so much for taking care of my guys. He said, yeah, he said, I was really impressed after the passing of Dusty. Elwood stepped in, already ready for the gig. He had funny hair, and beard as long as yours. I said, yeah. Can you imagine? He said, yeah. If one of my guys, it's a little different. You got to be blind. I'm like, okay.
You played with Ray. Speaking of blind, have you ever played with Ray Charles?
Met him on many occasions.
There's a rumor going around. You said you're a disbeliever. You know where I'm going with this?
Lay it on me.
There's a rumor there's a rumor that him and Stevie Wonder aren't really blind. Stevie Wonder specifically. You ever worked with Stevie Wonder?
Oh, yeah.
You think maybe that's all? Shaquille O'Neal swears he's not blind. He says he got on an elevator and he goes, hey, what's up, Shaq? You ever heard that story?
The only story that
catching mic stands as they fall down off,
We were playing together in South Carolina. There was some kind of a thing, and he was late. And I asked my partner, I said, gee, is Stevie Wonder going to show up? And they said, well, we just called and we spoke to the driver. They were lost. And I said, well, are they going to show up? And they said, well, it's the driver can't read. And I said, well, what does that mean? He said, well, they kept coming up to a signpost with the street on it, and he had to pull Stevie Wonder out of the car, and he was copying the letters on Stevie Wonder's back, and Stevie Wonder said, you can do that all day long. I still don't know where we are. So I think it's real. Yeah.
I was on a flight. I sat behind him on a flight once. It was somewhere like Cleveland, like some random place. And I thought, you could really gaslight a blind guy. Just be like, welcome to Sydney, Australia, Stevie. But it's just Cleveland. Like, they don't know. Like, they have no sensory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got to hear about the story about trading the cowboy hat for this hat.
Yeah, the African
nudu?
The Ashente.
Ashente, not a nudu.
Or a nudu.
Okay.
ZZ Top was enjoying a tour through Europe, and then we had a 3-week break. We had played Vienna. We were in Austria. Everybody said, oh, yeah, great, we get to go back. And I said, oh, it's such a long flight, you're going to get it. And then we got to come back. I said, I'm going to stay. Well, the Warner Brothers representative was a young lady whose girlfriend was the consulate to Austria, and they had organized a junket, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of Arts, all the big shots from Vienna. And would you like to go? I said, well, yeah, Africa, that's great. I've heard the Bamileke tribe, did you say? She goes, yes. The Bamileke, they're considered last of the true royals, but they're known for their expertise in textiles. They know how to weave. They make clothing. They make wall hangings. They make a bed cover. And they make hats with these funny little fringly things. I went, oh, okay. Well, I'm wearing a cowboy hat. I'm still in Texas get up. we land, we go, and we're all in a line. I'm at the very last, suit, and we're standing, and finally we see this kind of box, a cloth box, and there's 4 guys with poles, and it's got cloth wrapped around it. But I said, oh, I can see there's feet. Somebody's that's the chief, the head of the Bamileke. I said, it must be him. I can see his feet. And finally, they did the reveal, the chief. And everybody's breathing hard. And the chief passes everybody by, and he comes up and looks, he said, I like the hat. And I'm like, a cowboy hat? And they give me the elbow. Hey, that's the chief. Come on, give him. I said, wait a minute. I said, Chief, you speaking good English? He goes, yeah, what you got? I said, well, I'm from Texas. We do a little horse trading on these matters. What you got? He says, horse trading? I said, I'll give you a horse, you give me a horse or a cow. Hold on. Guy went scurrying about, took 2 minutes, came back, and I had this, and it's never left my head.
What year was this?
96.
Oh.
Long ago.
And you don't miss the cowboy hat.
I can get another one of those.
Yeah,
I don't know about another one of these.
And is it true you rode out a hurricane with Duane Allman? My friend told me to ask you that. My friend Neil Kirk told me to ask you. You were
down in New Orleans. We were at the Warehouse, there was Tipitina's famous, but the Warehouse was way down there on Tchoupitoulas, and sure enough, the show had to be postponed. A very dangerous big blow was on the way in. And we wound up huddling up. We found out so late there was no escape. There was no taxi cab. You couldn't even leave.
And when was this?
Oh, this would have been, oh gosh.
That's my contribution to most stories. When was this now?
70-something.
Okay.
Late.
We got prime peak Duane Allman.
The best.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But we huddled up in the, there was one dressing room that was seemingly a safe spot. It had the bigger timbers, and it was down.
Those old venues are they got good bones in them. You could probably be safe in a lot of those old venues.
That was it.
Yeah.
But Duane and I we became pals. I found he wanted a Sunburst Les Paul. Wanted a Sunburst, and they're it's very difficult to lay your hands on one of those things, particularly now. If you really want to get right, call my friend in Spain, Mr. Nacho Baños. He will consider setting you up with probably one of the nicest examples of what we would call a Les Paul. Sunburst Les Paul, by the way. They only made it 58, 59, and the first part of 60. But there was one floating around. Chris Cross actually introduced me San Antonio. Chris
Not
Cross.
the rap group, Joe. Christopher Cross, the songwriter.
Christopher Cross.
He doesn't.
Jump.
No.
No.
And Chris Holzhaus, another songwriter. San Antonio, great town.
Yeah.
And there was a Sunburst came up for grabs, and I said, Duane, how about a 60 burst? He goes, I'll take any burst.
He does. He's a good actor, and I've seen you act. Do you ever have that itch to just become a movie star? Billy Gibbons, the movie star?
Got an invite to be a bad guy with Bill Murray. Bill Murray being a good guy. Going back to Bones, I learned how to be the mean guy.
Ooh.
Yeah, the mean guy.
How.
Yeah.
It's all the same. It's all the same.
It's all the same.
Yeah. What was the Bill Murray project? Do you remember the name of it?
It's called Counterfeit Kids. That's the working title. It's not till
Did you do it?
coming up first of the year.
You did it?
I haven't done it yet.
Oh, but you're
We're
going
still,
to do it.
Still working on the.
You want? So I did a movie that never came out with Bill Murray. We filmed in Calgary, and it was July. We're up in Calgary, and his birthday was coming up, and he says to one of the producers, "Listen, my birthday's coming up. My sons are coming up for the weekend. We're going to play golf, so I can't work Monday because I'm going to be playing golf with my sons." The guy goes, walks away. Then we're on a sound stage with craft service set up. And the little producer guy comes up to Bill Murray and goes, "So listen, I'm really going to try to get you out Monday for your birthday." Bill Murray grabs this guy by his lapels, picks him up and says, "You little motherfucker, I'm the reason you got this movie made. You're going to try to get me out?" And he drags him, speaking of Westerns, across the craft. I saw this with my own eyes, Billy.
Well,
drags him across the craft service table where all the food hits the floor, like in a Three Stooges, just down the end of the table, and picks up a handful of cucumber slices, throws it at his head as he's getting up, and goes, "I'm not working Monday, you motherfucker. Now tell who you got to tell." And he storms off the soundstage, and I'm no dummy. I follow him because I want to see what happens after that, to be continued.
Yeah.
I go out, and he's standing there smoking a cigarette. And I don't even smoke. I go, "Can I get one of those?" He goes, "Yeah." He hands me a cigarette, Billy. This is 1 minute after that. He goes, "My sons are going to be up here this weekend. I'm not going to use my jet. If you want to take the jet back to LA, you're more than welcome to use my jet this weekend." It's like, how the fuck can you live in both worlds like that? He's a true genius.
He is.
I wish I had the balls to drag somebody across a craft service table. What's your favorite city to play and favorite venue to play, and why?
Interesting enough, Tucson, Arizona. I lived there for a brief period of time, but fell in love with that we call it from Houston, Texas, all the way to L.A.
Through Odessa, through
all the
Uvalde.
desert Southwest, shall we say?
Yeah.
I didn't know this until recently. It's longer to drive from Houston to El Paso than it is from El Paso to L.A.
Wow.
Big Texas.
Yeah, I made the drive to Del Rio a bunch. My grandfather lived there.
Del Rio.
Yeah.
XERF.
What?
XERF radio.
XERF. Go across the river to Acuna.
Yes.
We used to go hand out hams.
Oh,
He goes, "Yeah, these are good people." My grandfather would tell me, "We can go hand out some hams. These are good people."
Del Rio and Villacuña.
Yeah. Yeah. So where in Tucson is your favorite? That's it. Nobody's ever said that, Billy. Don't bullshit me. Tucson.
Tucson,
You just said
Arizona.
Vienna. Fucking Tucson?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the business in Tucson? What? Come on.
He likes being by the border.
It's right there by the border.
So San Diego.
It's having spent time there, you kind of know it. Somebody said, "Tucson, wow. What do you do there?" I said, "Eat Mexican food."
Yeah.
That's about it.
Tucson's your favorite place to play.
One of many, but I would put it up there. We just did Tucson about a month ago, so it's still
Every
kind of
comedian will
spinning
give you the
around.
same answer. Denver.
I didn't know. I've got a buddy. He said, "You know why they call it Denver?" I said, "No." He said, "Because they used golden and silver."
I never knew that.
What?
Are you serious?
I went, "Come on." Yeah.
And what's your favorite venue to play and why?
In Denver?
No, anywhere.
I wanted some of the Den and Ver.
Denver, platinum too.
Favorite venue? God, there's so many. Big, little, medium. As long as we're there, I'm here with you. And everybody knew I was coming here, and they say, "Wow, 2 entertainers."
But that's our life.
That's what we do.
Isn't it amazing we could be working for a living? You know, this podcast, I've been going on the road touring my whole life since I was 17 years old. And then I can sit in a chair and talk to my friends on camera, and they mail me money. I've been doing it ass backwards for 38 years. I watch guys pull up in their Uber right out that window. They come in, they sit down, they leave, and I go to my mailbox. There's a check. Fuck touring. God bless you. I don't
we
know
were
how you do
speaking
it.
about Uber on the way over because we kept passing the
Waymo.
Well, Joe drives for Waymo. Yeah, Joe's a Waymo driver.
It's a fully remote job.
we were wondering.
No, there's a Waymo lot right here. And that's Howard Hughes's, the big airplane hangar looking building. I don't know if you passed that. Big
Yeah.
brown. That's Howard Hughes's hangar for the Spruce Goose. This used to be his runway to take off over the ocean. That's why everything here is sort of set up like a runway. And these are the runway apartments and
When Howard's plane was still in the water, wasn't it next to the Queen Mary for the
I have
longest?
no idea. Probably.
Down Long Beach. But you were not allowed. We swam under
No,
to
that's
get in there.
creepy.
to get in there to see it.
Wow.
They finally took it apart. I think it's up. Maybe it's in
Who's we?
Oregon.
You and who?
Me and two of my wayward Texas
That's really
buddies.
spooky. That's spooky business.
Both of those guys passed away, so it is spooky.
Yeah.
you
Not
know?
that day, though, right? They didn't
Not-
pass away
Not
on the
that
swim.
day. Did they pass away that day swimming under the Spruce Goose?
No, but maybe it's somebody. Tell me about these two of your buddies. You know, you've lost friends along the way. Joe Carruth, my good buddy.
I'm going to add him to the wrap-up list here. Billy, this is what we've covered today. We've covered, Jesus Christ, where did I put it? We had the thing and the guy. Remember that guy? We have my friend Samuel Goldfish,
Yeah.
Audrey Jean.
Audrey Jean.
Audrey Jean.
Yeah.
My eye tooth
My
got in the way of my
my
tongue.
half-
I couldn't see
my-
what I was saying.
My half sister.
We have Joe Carruth, Rock Me Baby by B.B. King,
Yay.
Tim Montana, Don Summers, Spank the Plank, and nothing's going to top Jimmy fucking Vaughn.
Or
How'd we do?
Nacho Banos.
We'll
You-
see.
You need Nacho Banos. I said, does that mean Nacho? It's not your bathroom.
Nacho Banos. Go see, look, I could tell people to go see Billy Gibbons, but it seems like, of course they're going to go see Billy Gibbons.
Well, we could go on for hours on end.
What's around your neck, Billy?
This was given to me by,
It was a different tribe
yeah,
in Africa.
like I said,
It was the assistant chief.
you need to have this. I said, what is this? He said, well, there's a bead on the back to allow you to flick it and spin it. And I said, well, and then it's, if you look closely, it says you pay. So whoever's around the table,
Oh, it's like credit card roulette.
yeah.
I didn't know Billy
And
was
I
a
said,
cheapskate.
well, I said, it says the Chicken Ranch, LaGrange, Texas. He goes, yeah. You need this.
That's from the Chicken Ranch in LaGrange?
Yeah.
Have you played the venue in LaGrange that you sing about?
One time
One time.
we did the LaGrange Fest.
Oh, that place must have gone batshit when you got into that.
Oh, man.
That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah. It's still one of the favorite songs to play.
I've listened to it this morning, writing my gratitude list, having my coffee. I put on the speakers. My housekeeper came in at 7 a.m. I go, listen to this.
Oh, yeah.
She said, Dios mío. Billy Gibbons, my friends. Thanks for coming by, buddy.
My friend, it was a pleasure. This is a great setup. We won't see you in Uber, but we'll see you in one of the spinning top.
He's a Waymo driver.
There you go.
Yeah.
Joe, the Italian stallion. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Nacho, Cowboy Dan, Kyle. More Stories podcast, my
Cowboy
friends.
Dan, yeah, we were talking. We got, listen, we could do this, as I mentioned, for days. And probably will.
Cowboy Dan's never sat in on an episode before. He found out you were coming and he weaseled his way in.
Yeah.
He's the loudest laugher I've ever heard in my life, and he kept it all under your hat.
Oh, there it is.
Jay Mohr's my uncle.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.